Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I want to talk to you all a bit about the changes that hit Warlock today on Alpha. A lot of Destro stuff, a large demo nerf, and actually a pretty cool, I think it's Hellcaller, hero talents change, and then look at it a little bit here in combat. Now, this video is not going to be like pure feedback based or anything. I want to make a video talking about the changes, what happened, what it means, all that kind of stuff, and then make a video later this weekend talking about feedback, update the document, and well, go from there. So let's get to it. All right, so getting into it all very briefly, forgot to mention Warlock tier. The shoulders were data mined today, and they are pretty crazy looking. So here's the helm, the Eye of Sauron. Here are the shoulders. They have arms like Shivara, Mother Shiraz, they're from Black Temple, kind of arms that come out of your shoulders. They're pretty wild. It's pretty cool. The colorations are sick. The green is cool. The red is insane. It's PvP based. I'll never get it, but it's cool. Blue, dark blue, purple, all that kind of stuff. Pretty sick. Gold and green, and yeah, pretty sick. I like it. I think it's cool. There's that. So I want to hit on the actual blue post that we got today, talking about why they're changing things, what they're doing, and then we'll get into the actual changes. So I'm going to sort of just like summarize it, but the big thing here I want to hit on initially, the path ahead. Before we dive in, now, I don't know exactly, but from what I have understood in the past is that, and for the most part this is probably still true, that developers don't typically work a build or two ahead of time. Like the build we got today wasn't being worked on Tuesday. It was, but not like as far as like development and things go. I could be wrong. That's what I heard in the past. But it sort of makes sense. I mean, like basically what I'm getting at is it takes a bit to process feedback and flesh things out and change things, this and that. Feedback comes in on Monday or Tuesday, probably not going to be done on Tuesday night. But either way, yeah, so the path ahead. Before we dive in, we want to acknowledge that our work with each specialization is not done, basically. We've seen that recent discussions regarding how bloated the Demonology and Destro trees are, which they are, talked about that recently, feedback on stream, and videos here, and also others talked about it as well, are in terms of available talents and ranks, as well as thoughts on the pathing of the Affliction tree. So, it starts off really strong. Everything we talked about, Demo Destro being bloated, too many talent points in general, and too many 2-point nodes, sick, as well as AF pathing stuff. There you go. In the near future, later builds, you will see that the Demonology tree is being restructured and condensed. Cool. Less talent nodes, restructured, all that. Probably removing, like, maybe not removing, but, you know, combining nodes, whatever, who knows. Both the Destruction tree and the Affliction tree will also undergo a restructuring in the near future. In this context, a restructuring means that the amount of 2 talent nodes will be reduced, talents may be removed, talents may be added, and new pathing will be added, as well as new talent nodes may be moved. So basically, all 3 specs they heard about the issue of talents, and they're going to be redoing them. So cool, good to see, awesome. Hope they have next build, but you know, 2 weeks from now, whatever have you, we'll get there. Destro stuff. So here are the goals with today's update for Destro. Reduce the fluctuation in throughput in relation to the number of targets in combat. Basically, Inferno. They're going to change Inferno. They did. As far as ahead. Number 2, improve underused talents such as Soulfire and Cataclysm, and condense the number of talents and talent ranks available. So this has not really happened today. Like this has happened in a sense. They made Chaos Bolt baseline. They're removing Chaos Bringer. It's fine. Passive talent to replace Madness. But plan to provide more tuning to Chaos Bolt, Rainfire, and Shadowburn. Sure. This didn't happen today. Basically, the tree is still very, very large when it comes to talent points. We didn't get a restructuring or reduction of talents, but we got some new things. So you'll see when we get there, right? Now, one of the big things, Avatar Destruction. This is the big one people are frustrated about for Destruction. Purple Infernal, the N tier capstone, right side, it's gone. We're removing Avatar for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, we want to highlight Summon Infernal as a powerful moment, and Avatar Destruction lessens that by increasing the cadence in which an Infernal is present. All 3 of our cooldowns are pretty bad. You don't play Tyrant for Demo, you don't play Dark Lair for AF right now, and Destro only plays Infernal because you have Crashing Chaos, and Infernal's 1 talent point. They're all pretty subpar, which I understand them wanting to buff like our cooldowns, make them powerful and things again, but we got a long way to go. That's putting aside Avatar. For them to be like strong they used to be. By the way, there's that. Secondly, Avatar provided Warlocks with a powerful multi-target stun on a frequent basis, which it did. We could remove the stun. We want to stay in line with our philosophy. When a player sees a demon, there is an understanding what the function the demon provides. Yeah. I don't totally agree necessarily, but I mean, Even if they remove the stun, it'd still be really cool to have shard generation, impact damage, pulsing damage. This is what I'm talking about when I say like thematic stuff for Destro and Demo and Av. Avatar was thematic. You literally rained Infernals down, right? But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. They replaced Avatar with Decimating Bolt, which Shadowlands is back. I don't think it's an equal trade-off at all when it comes to like flavor and stuff. Decimating Bolt, don't love it, don't hate it. We'll see where it goes tuning wise. They mentioned they might be open. They're open to feedback and iterate upon it based on feedback. I don't love the ability, but the pathing is a bit weird. Just like where it's at. Like think of where Avatar was. It's now Decimating Bolt. Doesn't really fit very well, I feel like, but I don't know. I want to play with it more. But I really would like to have Avatar back. Remove the stun, it's fine. But yeah. Inferno has been changed. They're going to buff Soulfire, Shadowburn, and Shadow Fire, or try and make them better long term. So basically, Inferno, they want to make it more consistent. So I'm going to start here with Destro. Demo obviously has a change. If you haven't seen it, it's based on what are called Dreadstalkers. We'll get to that. We already hit on Destro a minute ago, though. I want to finish Destro here. Then we'll get to Demo briefly and talk about that. So, Destruction, new talent, Devastation. I'm going to pull up the tree over here, actually, and just try and show y'all both at the same time where they are, what they do, and all that kind of stuff. Make this smaller. Got to find that again, but that's okay. Warlock. Where are we at here? Let's see. Cool. Destruction. New talent, Devastation, which is right here. So, basically, they've made Chaos Bolt baseline, and they've bumped this row up one. Like, Conflict Rate was here. This was here. This was, I think, yeah, here, and they added this node in the enter. They basically bumped this row up one, which is like fine, whatever. This is a passive. This is the only node we've gotten that's a passive that wasn't like a passive before, but this node didn't exist before, so it's like just sort of whatever. Increases the crit strike chance of your Destro spells by 5%. So, I mean, Chaos Bolt damage, crit chance in general, take it, whatever, it's fine. I mean, it's a passive, but I'm not expecting, you know, Avatar to be up here where it used to be, right? We'll see where it goes. It's fine, I guess. 5% more crit strike chance, I'll take it. You know, it's whatever, right? A filler. New talent, Ember Storm, which I believe is right here. Yeah, so this comes out of Soulfire. Increases the damage done by your fire spells by 2%, 4% at rank 1 and 2. And reduces the cast time of your Incinerate by 10 and 20%. This is likely one talent point when they overhaul things, but for now, who knows? This comes out of Soulfire. Now, they changed Soulfire here as well, if I can find it. Where is it at here? It's here somewhere. Let me see. Decimation. Oh, sorry. Soulfire itself wasn't changed, but Decimation was changed. So Decimation is here. Now, it's similar to what it was before. I believe they reduced the health threshold. I think it was 50 on retail. It's now 35 to reduce the cooldown of Soulfire. But Soulfire has cast time reduced by 40%. Whenever this happens. Considering conflict rate casts and targets will have that much health. Reduce the cooldown of Soulfire by 5 seconds. It reduces cast time by 40% for 10 seconds. So basically, it's a really fast cast time whenever you're, you know, in that range. Which there you go. If Soulfire is good in the end and single target, you'll play it. We'll see what happens. You know, yeah. But I will say, pathing through here is awkward because you have, you know, one rank, but then 1 rank and 2 rank here. And I like the path through here to avoid Soulfire in a sense, but I can't because it costs 1 extra point. So once again, condensing of the Destro tree probably coming pretty soon. Oh, you guys can't see this here. Sorry. There you go. Yeah, they reduced it. Sorry. It's late. I'm tired, guys. Sorry. Anyways, moving on from there. Going back up here. So that's that. This is sort of new. This is here at 2 ranks being Ember Storm. Decimating Bolt is here. It has indeed replaced Avatar Destruction, our Purple Infernal. I understand the pathing is awkward. I agree. Maybe not pathing being awkward, but it feels out of place here, having Avatar here for so long, right? I want Avatar back as well. I mean, I thematically, Avatar was sick. It was very, very cool thematically. Really cool to play with. It would rain down an Infernal every X amount of shards spent. It was really cool. Decimating Bolt is like fine, but like it's nowhere near raining an Infernal down, stunning mobs, giving you shards, doing fire damage. Just empower to 3 incinerate since it. This is basically the button that I hit, and then I go back to doing regular things. You know, it does give some execute and all that. Like, I don't hate Decimating Bolt. I don't love it. I'm sort of indifferent to it. It's like, oh, we got it, whatever. This could be a talent like up here somewhere instead, possibly. I don't think this is worth a capstone, but like it doesn't feel like it's a full capstone, let alone in this row. It does lead out of Burn to Ashes, but like I'm gonna be real. With Avatar being gone, these can both go. Just delete them both, honestly. This is what fueled Avatar. like Ritual and Master Ritualist. Ritual is still around. We'll look at it in a minute here. They changed the hero talent to give you random Ritual of Ruin and Crescendo procs for Destro and Af. But I mean, honestly, man, like a free Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire is nice, but with Avatar being gone, that was like the meat of Ritual and Ritualist. Just delete these two different talents. Just delete these and do something else with it at this point because they're irrelevant. But yeah, so there's that. Summoner's Embrace is here, same as Affliction. It shares a spot with Sacrifice. This is a good talent point. I mean, it's a passive, but it's a good talent point, and you can get this much easier than you can in Afstreak because you want to play Scalding Flames typically, regardless, if you can, right? So it's here, new talent. There's that. Some of the cool stuff, right? So, okay. Let me backtrack here. Ruin is now here. It replaced Chaos Bringer. It has been redesigned. Passive, 2 talent points. Increases the crit strike chance, damage of your destruction spells by 10%. More crit. It replaced Chaos Bringer, which is Madness here. We'll see if they want to change it more. Could be a placeholder. I don't know. But sorry, cool stuff. So Inferno has been redesigned. It's currently bugged, and we'll look at it in a minute here in combat. Rain of Fire damage increased by 20%. Same as retail, and the shard cost reduced by 1. So there's no like shard generation when you hit mobs with the Rain of Fire, but it costs 2 shards instead of 3. And I actually think this is a good solution to the Inferno problem, or the Inferno like ramping scaling issue, right? You make your Rain of Fires cost less, cast them more often, but you're not ramping an insane amount. So you can essentially start AoEing faster in certain packs, cast them more often within reason, and have that go from there. I think this is a good change to Inferno if they're trying to make that profile more consistent and not like mass AoE based, which is fine. Good. Yeah. But we'll see where that goes in testing. It's bugged right now. We'll look at it in a minute. One thing here, once again, not really feedback based in this video, but Cataclysm needs to go here. You put take Kata, put it here, put Rain of Fire here, put Inferno here. Af has Vile Taint to spread agonies and everything. Shadow Priest has Shadow Crash to spread all their dots. Just put Kata here. Like, if you put Kata here, people will be happy today. But, like, it's still a choice. No, please put Kata here. Kata, Rain of Fire being here, and Inferno here. Which very well might happen in the restructuring. But we don't know. Once again, we'll hit on that in a few days. So, what else do we have here? Inferno, Decimation, Chaos Incarnate. So, this is an interesting one. Chaos Incarnate has been redesigned. Chaos Bolt, I'll make it a little smaller for you guys. Chaos Bolt, Rain of Fire, Shadowburn always gain 70% of the maximum benefit of your mastery chaotic energies. There's a problem there because I was just playing this for memes. There's a problem there because so the way Destro Mastery works is that you get a baseline bonus amount of mastery that you have currently. So for example, I have 29% mastery, and if I hover over this, my spells deal 14.6% increased damage plus a random amount more, up to 14.6. So basically 50% to 100% depending on RNG. The average of those two is 75. But this, wherever my talents are, is 70. So if my Florida math is right, you're nerfing yourself by playing your capstone talent. Chaos Incarnate was changed to 70% from 100. I have no idea why. Just make it 100 again. I don't know why. We're just nerfing ourselves by taking this. It's literally, like here, like if you have 16% mastery, a baseline amount being 50% is 8. The average between that, would be 12% in the middle, 75. Here's a max of 16. But here's your 70, 11.2. We are nerfing ourselves playing our end tier capstone. Just change it back to 100. There's zero reason to change this. Zero reason to change this. Just make it 100. Why are we changing this? I don't know. But there's that. So yeah, that's Destro stuff. Demonology. Okay, you guys can read it. I'll hit on this briefly. They changed Hellcaller. Seeds of their Demise have been redesigned. Blackened Soul now gives a Ritual of Ruin or Crescendo proc as a chance to whenever you gain stacks of Wither, which is actually pretty strong. Obviously, no Avatar around anymore, but it does indeed give you a chance to proc you a Ritual of Ruin or Crescendo for AF, which is legitimately very strong. Our hero talent trees are all, I think, really, really exciting and really, really cool. They even changed Malevolence to the old Demo Metaform icon to troll us. But jokes aside, like, our trees, I think, for hero talents are very, very good. But the class or the spec trees are what sort of scare me, because, like, if the base foundation is not very, is sketchy or shaky, you know, yeah. But we have time still. So we'll see where it goes. Now, the demo change here. The demo change is interesting. So basically, we have the issue of Dreadstalkers now giving a 35% chance to generate a demonic core from your summoned Dreadstalkers. Was 100. Now, last week, when they removed Demonic Knowledge, which used to be here, it was a 10% chance to give you a core when you cast Hand of Gul'dan. So 1 in every 10 Hand of Gul'dans will give you a core. People got really mad about it. I mean, and to be fair, hitting core economy does hurt, obviously, and all that, but I didn't think it's a big of a deal. Obviously, yeah, it's a bit less cores. 1 in 10 hands, I'll survive if that's, like, you know, what they want to do and see where it goes. And they mentioned that, okay, cool, we'll see where it goes in later builds and tune from there. Then a week later, they just obliterate Dreadstalkers. Like, there's so many problems with doing this rotationally, fundamentally, talent-wise. Not having those 2 cores guaranteed hurts consistent Tyrant setups. It hurts consistent Implosion rotations. It hurts your general rotation. It gives you more RNG in your rotation, which once again creates those peaks and valleys I don't want to have. And also, Shadow's Bite just is broken basically now because you don't get cores from your dogs anymore. Like, it is a fundamental misstep, I feel, removing the cores from dogs. We'll look at it in combat here in a minute, but there are many, many things to just, like, make the lessening of cores like that much from your Dreadstalker. Your only real guaranteed source outside of your power siphon every half a minute, much less powerful. On top of all that, abilities like Immutable Hatred are just horrendous now. The new Doom is probably not very good either because we have much less demonic cores. So we built a spec based around spending demonic cores in Hatred, in Doom, in Shadow's Bite. When your dogs expire, they increase the damage of Demon Bolts by 10% for 8 seconds. But now, they don't even give you Demon Bolts anymore half the time because they have a low chance to give you them. So I think, like, typically I'll say, like, okay, see where it goes, this and that, but, like, I want to be a little more open about things and this feedback because it's alpha. And also, like, I think this is a big enough change to say, like, we need to legit stop and think if we're going too far, because I think it is a little too. I am on the side of saying, okay, maybe we should look at, you know, maybe I am. How do I word this without pissing everybody off? We had too many cores in 10.0. You barely even cast Shadow Bolt. It's gotten more. I get Shadow Bolt memes, all that, but, like, it's gotten to us casting more Shadow Bolts, obviously. It has been lessened more and more. I think it's a dangerous line you walk by removing more and more and more and more and more when a spec feels fundamentally strong. But I think at the point we're at now, last week in beta was like, or alpha was like, this is fine, acceptable. Demonic Knowledge is gone, it's okay. Hitting dogs, especially this hard, hurts the tree. Multiple points, hurts implosion rotations, consistency, peaks and valleys, tyrant setups, cooldowns, you name it, it hurts it. Dogs is in the middle of the tree for a reason. It holds the dogs and cores hold Demo's flow together. And when a spec takes multiple steps backwards rotationally to become really smooth, probably too smooth in 10.0, to being really just fundamentally clunky and such, I guess awkward at times based on RNG, which you don't even want to have it as much anymore. You mentioned that is like where the problem lies. So we'll hit on it more in the feedback section, and I want to be constructive here, obviously, by pointing out issues with, like, you know, Doom and Hatred and all that, right? But yeah, I think hitting dogs and their guaranteed cores was probably the last thing you should do when it comes to nerfing demonic cores. I would say remove the random pet despawning, giving you a core every once in a while before you hit dogs. Consistency is key, especially in these pet-based specs, and hitting consistency is the last thing you want to do, especially right now. Let's look at Destro and Demo in combat and see where they go. All right, so we're going to look at Demo and AoE here. I am playing Diabolus. These withers are bugged. They've been active for 6 hours. I logged out. All the stuff they log back in, they're still hitting. So don't worry about the withers. It's irrelevant. I want to show rotational stuff. I'm not going to show raw DPS. You can look at it, but it's irrelevant. I'm in combat for a while here. I want to show rotational stuff. So you can see where the lack of cores come from in a sense. There's RNG between cycling and all that. This is not an optimal build here. We have implosion and certain things. No Tyrant, because Tyrant sucks. We can't get to it right now. And that is that. I need to get Power Siphon though somehow. Oh, I actually have it. Cool. So we're going to basically set up here, pull this out. Pet's already out. Cool, there we go. I don't know why I have one imp out here, but sure. I'm going to set up manually. I don't know what's going on. I can't drop combat with these withers being active. It's fine. So let's say we're going to a boss. I have some cores out here. We're running into a trash pack. Sorry. I'm going to cast dogs, all this stuff, cast some cores, cast a hand or two. I'm going to go Tyrant here. If I had one, we're not playing one. And I'm going to be starting my implosion cycling. Now, the problem here is I'm just limited on cores, right? It's like I imploded there. My dogs expired there, and I got 0 cores from them. Didn't get a single one back. It's RNG now. I can implode here, cast dogs. I got 1 core off the implosion. Now, the cool thing with Diabolist is that a lot of like the things that proc, the Mother of Chaos, the Pit Lord of Ruination, they sort of carry your shards when it comes to giving you Infernal Bolt, when it comes to giving you that free-handed Gul'dan cast via Ruination. But you can see how little shards I got here. Once again, I got 0 cores back from my dogs there. I'm pretty sure. 0 cores back. I'm being carried by Diabolist here. I can cast some hands, I can implode here, but I'm getting that whole implosion. No shards back. I have dogs expiring in about 4 seconds here. See what they give me. I'm going to cast a hand here to fuel Power Siphon. Did dogs give me any cores? Dogs gave me... Oh, we got 2 cores there from dogs. Actually, very strong. Cool. How they used to be. Very strong effect. So we're going to cast some hands here. So it's expired. It's whatever. Not the end of the world. I'm going to implode here. I'm going to cast my dogs. Set up again here roughly. So you can see how the ebb and flow of like Demo's implosion cycling is sort of gone, right? You can sort of do it to a certain extent. See how many cores you get from these dogs here expiring. We got a solid 2. We got 2 again. All right. But there were the first 2 dogs. That's where we got literally 0. So you still can get like relatively large implosion cycles and semi-consistent ones playing Diabolist because of how often your like the things come out, how they empower you and all that. But the ebb and flow of like hand, bolt, hand, bolt, hand, bolt. Dogs are expiring here. How many shards we get back? We got 1 core there. The ebb and flow is gone. If I don't have these empowered Infernal Bolts here giving me 3 shards, if I don't have the Pit Lord giving me a free hand, the Gul'dan, right? It feels much, much clunkier. And I can show you that in a sense by swapping here to Soul Harvester. All right, so we are now playing Soul Harvester after swapping talents and stuff, trying to leave combat here, and Pet's already running in because these withers won't drop from 6 hours ago. But the big thing here I talked about is just looking at the core economy when we don't have Diabolist, all these refunds propping us up, right? So I'm going to say I'm going into a pack here, I got some cores out, whatever. I'm going to, like, you know, open up like I would. I'm not playing Tyrant here because, I mean, well, pathing is not good, right? So we're going to build an implosion here, all that. Open up like I usually would, whatever. Say we were Tyranting here, you could Tyrant if you have it. Sure, we're going to implode here. The thing is, so dogs expired right there, 0 cores. 0 cores from dogs. That 1 imp was from the implosion. So we're going to baby hand here roughly. Gonna got 1 refund there again. Gonna go to 4 shards, cast dogs. Right, this weird point here though, where I don't really have any cores. Got a refund there. Got a mother imp, whatever that talent's called, proc, which is nice. I implode, get 0 cores. So you're hoping for these dogs to give us cores back. Do they? You got 2 cores from the dogs, so there's that. But imagine being right there and getting 0 cores back from those dogs. So we can basically, I'm gonna siphon and implode here for resources. Gonna cast dogs. Going to cast bolts. Gonna cast bolt to build. We can go hand, bolt, hand, shadow bolt, whatever, hand, and implode. Now we got 2 cores from the implosion there. We got 0 shards from the dogs there. So if that implosion gave 0 shards, or, you know, 0 cores, and we would have been in a pretty tight spot, right? Cast dogs here, we're going to implode. Got 1 core back, gonna cast this. There's a hand to go down, we can cast right there, it's empowered. Cast a hand again, cast strength, why not? Going to implode. 1 core back. Any dog, any refunds from dogs? Dogs gave, I think, 1 core. So, like, you're barely holding on just comparatively to what you used to do, where you had that the consistency of knowing, all right, cool, my dogs are expiring. I can begin an implosion rotation. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to build the 5 shards, go hand, bolt, hand, go. Go being throw the implosion, right? RNG is RNG. Honestly, I'll be real here. I'm not recording this again. That was a pretty big high roll for Soul Harvester from what I had played before earlier a bunch. Diabolist still feels relatively smooth because you have Infernal Bolt, you have, you know, Ruination, Free Meteor propping you up, right? Soul Harvester did not feel this good earlier, and when I say good, it doesn't feel great at all. Did feel a difference, but like RNG is RNG, and what I don't like when it comes to rotational stuff is RNG, especially when the RNG is relevant so often when it comes to implosion cycling and all that, with Demo having short cooldowns, so on and so forth. Dogs need to give guaranteed cores. Now for Destro, I'm playing a build that has Inferno in it. This is not a good build in AoE. I just pulled through 3 talents from down here to go into Inferno to show you how it is. So Inferno gives a damage increase to rate of fire, and it costs 2 shards, down from 3, but no longer gives you that. No longer should give you that periodic shard gen that you get on retail. I wouldn't play combustion here, all that, wouldn't play that kind of stuff, obviously in AoE, but I'm just playing these 3 talents here to show you what's up. Don't worry about my overall, there's that. We're going to go into it though. Wither's a permanent here, but we're going to put up some anyways, just to see where it goes and all that. I'm sitting at 5 shards here, but it's okay. 3 and 5, in this case, you'll see, 1 and the same. So Wither, put up a Havoc. You actually can have it Withers now, which is very cool. Infernal, Malevolence, why not? Begin the Rain of Fire spam. Now the cool thing here about Rain of Fire on Alpha is that so it does actually still feel just like Inferno. Look, I'm just spamming Rain of Fires. It feels like Inferno on retail. It's pretty strong. You know, look at my shards here. 5, 5, 4, 8 to 5, 3 to 5, 3.4, 5, 5. It's pretty wild. I am a fan of this version of Destro. Everything else aside today, this is a winner for sure. A clear-cut winner. So what happened is it looks like they either tried to remove the shard generation clause from Inferno when they made it 2 shards. It does cost 2 shards. You can see it reducing to 2 here, like barring like, you know, conduit refunds or whatever, right? But they forgot to remove either forgot to remove or bugged it somehow, where it's not only giving you periodic shard gen from Inferno ticks, it's giving you a whenever like your Rain of Fire hits a target, it is guaranteed to give you that shard refund. So for example, I'm hitting 4 targets here. Every single tick of each individual Rain of Fire is giving me 0.4 shards back. And I have 8 rains rolling and I'm hitting 4 targets. So what, for example, watch this. We're going to stop. They're all going to stop. Find some shards here. So when I put it over here, watch the shard gen here. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. I'll gen some shards here. Watch over here. So if we're going to stop, we're going to go watch 0.4, 0.7, 1, 5, 9. It's guaranteed shard procs from every target that you hit with Rain of Fire. So immolates don't need to be up, nothing like that. You just throw Rain of Fire and you're fine, man. That's all you do. You just throw them. No immolates needed, like that. Not even popping Malevolence, because, you know, who cares? We're having a good time, right? Avatar is gone, all that kind of stuff. We're still raining. It's Rain and Fire, boys. If you like Rain of Fire spam, this is for you. But memes aside, I do think the 2 shard change, when they fix the shard regen stuff, I do think the 2 shard change will be nice. I'm glad to see Dan and everyone's enjoying the show here. Here, give them Rain of Fire for the row. Why not? Sure, have them, boys. There you go. That's for you. I do think the 2 shard change to Inferno is actually a good change. It will likely make it much more relevant in that consistency area where you can go into a pack, throw down rain for 2 shards. You have the damage increase in Rain of Fire still, and have that consistency from one pack to the next, right? Now, I do think, like I said, that Kata needs to be moved from, you know, where it's at, sharing a spot with Inferno. I'm still spamming rains here, by the way. From pointing at my screen, from where it's at in the Inferno spot to basically where Rain of Fire is at. Like, put Kata here and go Rain of Fire Inferno, but sorry, boys. Other way, I'm back to helping. Either way, I think the 2 shard change will be good for what they're going for. So the Inferno change today, solid. Other changes for Destro, Demo change, I don't like it, but I think the big thing now, giving feedback, seeing where it goes, and then waiting on the restructuring and going from there. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully the video clarified, or I guess cleared up anything question-wise you might have had about the change they hit today to Destruction, to Demonology, and, well, you know, all of that. Now, glass half full, I am happy they hit on the feedback that was given by myself, others, to everybody, feedback-wise last week, with, you know, AF being a little too loaded with 2 talent nodes, not enough in general, and Demo Destro being way too bloated on talents. So they mentioned they're going to be looking at that over the next few weeks and push out some talent builds. I guess restructuring talent trees, some talents taken out, some new ones added, all that, and go from there. So there is hope there. So we will see, well, where that all goes. Like always, any Wiki Wars, add-ons, profiles, whatever you want, you saw in the video. Links to Twitch and Discord down below, where you can get it for free. At the same time, like always, shout out all my patrons. We're all supporting Patreon, y'all. Thank you a million times. Like always, you know, I really appreciate it. If you're looking at supporting on Patreon, could be, should be a link up here, could be and should be, as well as down below in the description. Now, like I said about the Destro stuff, man, I mean, there are passive talents, but at the same time, and I would love more thematics, obviously. There are passive talents, but I do also think that, you know, I mean, not even think, like, the passive talents we got essentially replace other passive talents that we had in similar spots before, barring Avatar, Purple Infernal, and Decimating Bolt. That's, you know, we'll see where that goes. Out of all three specs, getting Decimating Bolt right now, Destro is likely the best candidate, but I don't think trading Purple, Infernal, all that kind of stuff thematically, or even just gameplay wise, is an equal trade off there at all. If Decimating Bolt stays around, okay. If not, I'd rather see it go and once again get something else more thematically. But I mean, we'll see. I don't hate the ability, don't love the ability, but it's sort of whatever. Like I said, we'll see where it goes. Feedback coming later on this weekend, and yeah, we'll go from there. All that being said, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all again soon on stream. Peace.